Hello and happy Halloween. And this trick-or-treater is actually an Earthling Publications title that is dressed up like a Levidian title. This, my friends, is Family by Ian Rogers, which I had purchased from Levidian, although you can directly purchase it from Earthling Publications. And I think that it is running low on copies, so you should not wait if you want to pick up a copy for yourself. If you needed a full-on book review of this title, I just did one a few weeks back. I loved it. So Paul Miller has been killing it with this Halloween series. Now these novels, these Halloween series, of which this is number 19, even though it's the 19th title, it's technically the 20th year because it started with number 0. But anyways, these Halloween titles are not interconnected at all. They are all standalone novels, each by different authors, although some authors have been repeated. And they don't even necessarily take place on Halloween. They're just special editions that are published around Halloween time. This actually started shipping a few weeks earlier, so you could have gotten this a few weeks ago if you'd ordered directly through Earthling. I ordered it through Levidian, and so here is mine just in time for Halloween. But of course, to get you in the Halloween spirit, check out those orange end papers. Very nice. And it is signed by Ian Rogers right there. It does feature, I know Chris Nurse did the dust jackets, and I thought in the ARC it had mentioned interior art. It did, by Chris Nurse. Now the ARC that I read did not have interior art, so you and I are going to be in for a treat and see this interior art together. So this is also features a foreword by SP Miskowski. I believe Miskowski is signing the lettered edition. I believe she signed, she obviously didn't sign the numbered edition. There's the numbered edition right there. It's not signed by her. But I believe Miskowski is signing the lettered edition, which the lettered editions from Earthling are disgustingly fancy. I don't own any of them, but I wish I did. That is creepy. So anyways, the story of Family is the story of a family who decides to move to a new house to get a fresh start. But they soon realize that things are not quite what they seem in the other house. My biggest comparison was to Amityville Horror, where Amityville Horror, Anson's Amityville Horror, I was not a fan of the novel. He kind of threw everything at the wall to see what stuck, and because of that, nothing really stuck. But it works really well in Rogers' novel, because every character almost has their own haunting. Like, they're all taunted by their own supernatural entities, their own supernatural hauntings, and it works effectively. One thing that Rogers does exceptionally well, and it has acknowledgments here. I can't remember if there was. I can't remember if there was acknowledgments in the original one, in the ARC. I say original one, but I mean it must have been. It must have been in there. I'll have to go back and check my copy. One thing that Rogers does exceptionally well is that he can personalize the hell out of these characters. He makes you fall in love with this family. Like, going into Amityville, you're kind of rooting for the ghosts by the end of the novel because you don't have any good characters to cheer for. Rogers, every single one of the family is a good character to cheer for. Like, even the cat gets its own chapter, and man, you just want great things to happen. There's another cat, not the same cat, but a cat. How about that? I don't know why I'm rhyming. It's just sort of happening. But anyways, Rogers has been having a stellar year as far as publications go. So here we are looking at Family by Earthling Publications. Is it a novel or a novella? It's called Sycamore. That was just published by Cemetery Dance. I believe that is a paperback original for them. And then, of course, over on the other side of the pond, over in PS Publishing, they published a novella called Gray. So there's a lot of, excuse me, as I kick the packaging material with my feet. There's a lot of Ian Rogers titles from this year alone. If you want to go back and check out some of his older pieces, this is his first novel. He has the short story collection, Every House is Haunted, which I believe was published over a decade ago. So it's, he's got some works that you can check out. His short stories have been featured in like various issues of Cemetery Dance Publications, the magazines, I should say. So there is lots of Ian Rogers out there for you to check out. But if you didn't know where to start, I would recommend going out and picking up a nice copy of Family from Earthling Publications, because this is a nice edition. I look at that, nice little cloth boards, it has a sewn binding, it's signed by Ian Rogers. I mean, he's Canadian. That's an imported signature right there. That's high quality. That is imported goods. But anyways, it's numbered. There are 500 numbered copies, 15 lettered copies. The lettered copies are going to take a little bit longer to make. I believe there's a wait list for those. The numbered copies are still holding on. They will sell out because most of these Halloween titles do sell out. The past few years in particular, I'm talking Boys in the Valley, I'm talking Marla, I'm talking Midas, have all sold out, and they all fetch a pretty penny on the secondary market. And this is the 4th year in a row that Paul has absolutely knocked it out of the park. I think it was 5 years ago. It was Conrad Williams' title that it wasn't bad. It wasn't for me, which I'm ashamed to say, because I would love to love all the books, but unfortunately that just isn't the case. But the last 4 years in particular, starting with Boys in the Valley, have been some of my favorite novels of their each respective years. And Family is no different. This is one hell of a read, and you should definitely check it out, because who knows when a trade edition will come out. It could be years. It could be never. I mean, there are lots of Halloween titles that have never received trade editions. Most have. Goblin by Mallerman received a trade. Boys in the Valley, of course. Halloween Children did. That received a trade edition as well. But, yeah, I mean, it's not all of them. It's not guaranteed. So you should pick up a copy just in case. You never know. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Paul Miller, for your incredible publications. Thank you to Brian James Freeman for allowing me to buy this through Lavidian. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to check out weekly book reviews, as well as plenty of unboxing videos in between here and there. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.